Hello friends, welcome to Prismatics online class. In this class, we are asked to use completing square method to generate a formula method or almighty formula method. So given that ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, here we are going to solve this question here, solving it to generate almighty formula, to generate what almighty formula or general method of solving quadratic equation. So in other words, another way of asking this question is make s the subject of the what formula, or given that s is equals to given that ax square plus bs plus c is equal to 0, using completing square method. Okay. Before we solve this, we need to observe about 7 steps that we must follow. And I will be taking it one after the other. Now, are you ready? Okay. Step 1. What are we going to do in step 1? Step 1 is this. You must shift this constant. Constant is a number without variable, number without unknown, number without algebra. We must shift this constant to the right hand side of the equation, and the constant here is plus c. Always remember that when a negative number is crossing the sign of equality, it will turn to positive, and when a positive number crosses the sign of the equality, it will turn to what? Negative number. So we are going to step 1 now is shift the constant to the right hand side of the equation. That is ax squared plus b x is equal to minus c. That is the first step. Shift the constant to the right hand side. Okay. Second step is this. Step 2. Divide through by the coefficient of what? X square. Anything square, any alphabet square. Divide through by the coefficient of what? X square. That is, the coefficient of x square here is a. So we are going to divide through by the word a. So that is, what do we have? Ax squared divided by a plus bx divided by a is equal to minus c divided by a. Now this a will cancel this, thereby making the coefficient of x unit. That is, we have x squared plus bx over a is equal to minus c over a. That is it. So step 3. What are we going to do? Step 3 is a compound statement. How do we do that? Observe the statement. 1. Step 3. Bring out the coefficient of x. Bring out means write something out. The coefficient of x there is what? B over a. This is the coefficient. Coefficient is number that attached to number. B over a is the coefficient of what? X. Bring it out somewhere. That is the first statement. Bring out the coefficient of s. That is here. Bring coefficient of s, which is what? B over a. Bring out the coefficient of s, comma. Multiply it by 1 over 2. Or you say half it. Multiply it by 1 over 2. This 1 over 2 is just like a surname, it's constant. Multiply it by 1 over 2, comma, square it, and add the result to the both side of the equation. This is left hand, this is right hand side of the equation. So, first, the step 3, bring out the coefficient of s, which is b over a, comma, multiply it by 1 over 2, or you can say half it by half the coefficient of x, which is 1 over 2. Square the result, that is in result, and add the result to the both side of the equation. Now, b times 1 will give us b. A times 2 will give us what? 2a. Whenever you are multiplying a number with alphabet, you first of all observe the number before the alphabet. So a times 2 will now be what? Some people can say a2, but the right thing is what? 2a. All over what? All over what? 2. Equation say bring out the coefficient of x multiply it by 1/2, square the result, and add the result to the both side of the equation. This is the result. We are going to add them to the both side. Add in right hand side, add in what? In left hand side. Add in left hand side, add in what? In right hand side. That is x squared plus b over a x plus what? B over 2a all square is equal to minus c over a plus what? B over 2a all square. That is how to do it. So you have added it to the what? Left and what? Right hand side of the equation. Thank you. Now let's proceed. Step 4. Step 4 says bring out the perfect square or factor out the perfect square of the what? Left hand side. This is left hand side. Here is right hand side. So bring out the perfect square of the left hand side. And what is the perfect square? The perfect square is all this one that contains squares are the perfect square. So you collect them together, bring it out, collect them together. That is, we have x plus b over 2a all square. That is thing. So if it is minus here or that minus is there, it will be now x minus b over 2a all square. So you are bring out all the squares out. When you expand this in again, you are going to get back this. That's the reason why we collect the perfect square together. Perfect square of the what? Left hand side. Thank you. Equal to now minus c over what? A plus b over 2a all square. Okay, step 5. What do we do here? Step 5, we need to expand the right hand side. We need to what? Expand the right hand side. Always remember that 2 raised to the power 2 means 2 times 2. So that is what we are going to do here now. 2 times 2. So we are going to have that x plus b over 2a all square is equal to minus c over a plus b over 2a multiplied by b over 2a. So that is it. That is step 5. Expand the what? The right hand side. Finally, what do we have? X plus b over 2a all square is equal to minus c over a plus b times b, we have it as b square, over 2 times 2, we have it as 4. A times a, we have it as what? A square. So that is 10. Okay, step 6. Find the LCM of the what? The right hand side. Find the LCM of the what? Right hand side. That is, the LCM here is what? 4a square. So 4a square divided by a will give us what? 4a. So 4a times minus c will give us minus 4ac plus 4a square divided by 4a square will give us what? 1. 1 times b square will give us b square. In other words, we have that x plus b over 2a all square is equal to this. Now, that is 10. So we are going to turn this thing upside down so that we have b square minus 4ac. We interchange. If you like, you interchange. That is 10. You interchange this in so that plus before the what? Minus. So we are going to have this in as x plus b over 2a all square is equal to b square minus 4ac all over what? 4a square. Okay. Now, what do we do again? We need to remove this square of the what? Left hand side. That is step 7. Step 7 says, in order to remove this square of the left hand side, we need to square root the both sides. In other words, square root the both sides of this equation in order to remove this square. That is, square root of x plus b over 2a all square is equal to plus or minus, because this attract, plus or minus square root of b minus 4ac all over what? 4a squared. And that is all we have. That is what we have. Looking at this question, this square root will cancel this square. We are left with x plus b over 2a is equals to square root of the numerator plus or minus square root of the numerator, which is says b square minus 4ac all over square root of what? The denominator 4a square. Now square root of numerator still remains square root of numerator. Why? Square root of 4 is what? 2. And square root of a square is what? A. So finally we have that x plus b over 2a is equal to plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac all over what? Square root of 4 is what? 2. Square root of a square is what? A. Okay, I hope you are following. Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's go. Now, looking at this, step 8, step 9, what are we doing here? We need to make s the subject of the formula by x equal to this plus, we cross the sign of equality to become what? Minus b over 2a plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac all over what? 2a. Step 9 or step 10. Step 10, so we need to what? Find the LCM of this. And LCM of this is what? 2a. So we have 2a. 2a divided by 2a will give us 1. 1 times minus b will give us minus b plus or minus square root of this 2a divided by this one. 1 times the whole square root of b square minus 4ac will still give us b square minus 4ac. Finally, our x is equal to what? Our s is equal to b minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac all over what? 4a. So, and that is what we call the quadratic formula, or we call it what? General formula of solving quadratic equation, or you can call it what? Almighty formula. So using this formula, you resolve any quadratic problem. Either you use completing square method, or you use what? Almighty formula, known as what? General formula. So among all those factorization method, almighty formula, completing square method, you need to note that it's not every quadratic problem that can be solved using factorization method, but you can use completing square method and quadratic formula to solve any quadratic problems, and that is it. So thanks and God bless you. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Prismatic Online Class. God bless you. Bye.